welcome to Astroboden. So, we're actually down by Astroboden right now. Right there, yes. And the reason why we're down here is because I wanted to try to avoid all the issues with my experimental mount, the Lucid mount, and I wanted to rig up on the CJX mount down here. Yeah, so I did for the winter. Yeah. And tried to do it for the autumn, but we had some issues. We'll get into them later. Also, I need to come clean on the timeline here, I think, because I bought my new camera, the ASI1600, in September. Yeah, it's November now. I bought it in September 21, so I had it for a little bit over a year. Yes. And I wanted to, test the mount here, the camera here. On a proper mount. So for the first part of the winter, I had the CGX mount, but then it died on me abruptly. We'll take a look at that later. But anyway, so I had to rig up the CGX mount here instead. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, it works. But yeah, so we have a few images, a little bit to look at. But yeah, weather wasn't perfect, and I don't know. So it wasn't, autumn and winter wasn't the most productive, I would say. We'll take a look at a few images, yeah. And so that's it. I'm hoping that I can rig up the Lucid mount down here at some point. I need either a huge battery bank down here, or I'll have to pull about 100+ meter mains line. None of them are ideal, the options, but it doesn't consume that much if you have two 30 volts. So I might go on that option. We'll see if I can do something. Otherwise I have to stay up by the garage where I have a mains line, but it's just the horizon here, it's just open. It's nice, it's lovely. Yeah, I want to be down here. So we'll see if I can sort something out. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so welcome back into Astroboden's editing studio here. So I'm currently looking at an image of the Horsehead Nebula that I've taken with the ASI1600 Pro. Yeah, so, and also just to quickly bounce back here, if you take a look here, I used an Aperture mask to mask away those propeller tripod patterns around my stars, and that worked great, I think. Yeah. So I'm happy about that. And overall, I mean, back to the camera here. I mean, I need more images. I need more editing skills, etc. I still need to work on this, but it's an awesome camera. Yeah. Lovely to work with those mono and filters. Yeah, I like it. However, I did see something here on my bright star Alnitak. It's square, isn't it? I mean, come on. Yeah, you have like a square shape here, and then you have an outer layer square here, and then maybe there's a square 45 degrees to that here. Yeah, in 2 layers. Crazy. Super unnatural. What is going on here? So I tried to figure out what is going on here, and it's not until I was googling around, and quite quickly actually I learned for the first time about microlenses. Can't believe that I missed that in my research about this camera. Yeah, everyone was just praising it and saying it was revolutionized astrophotography and etc., and it was super great and awesome. But I just failed to pick up on the microlens effects that this is very prone to. So apparently these, to increase the quantum efficiency, I guess, all the pixels have a little microlens in front of them. Yeah, about the same diameter as the pixel pitch, which is 3.7 micrometer, is it on this sort of thing? Anyway, and we can actually see here, and it's not super clear on my images, but on some it's very obvious, but you have like rings here. So the square that I see is actually some aliasing effects of these rings that we have shaping around these very bright stars. Yeah, we also have these radiant halo that is blowing some of this out, but the effect is very much in here. Yeah, and apparently this is like some the ASI1600 is apparently very prone to this, and one of the reasons, or maybe the only reason, is that they haven't anti-reflection coated the surface of these lenses. So basically what we see here might be reflections of these lenses towards the surrounding lenses, yeah, and then maybe back to the whatever reflective surface we have in front of it, etc. So yeah, we're gonna go into the color layers and take a look. Yeah, so here we have red, green, blue, luminance, and here super obvious. Yeah, super obvious, very clear rings around here. Yeah, absolute, like a cross, like, I mean it looks a bit funny, but yeah, once I realized it, I don't enjoy it that much. But yeah, here in green is a stronger, much stronger effects. Well, the radiant halo is also much stronger, blowing it out a bit. But yeah, very obvious, and also the square pattern is becoming much stronger here. I also think that we can see a bit on this star. I don't know what the name of it, but yeah, blue, even stronger still. But also, yeah, the square pattern from these rings that we now see shaping a lot more even outside the square here. It's very, very obvious. Also, I guess in this star. What's really interesting, I found though, was if you look at the luminance layer, I see almost nothing. Well, there might be a little bit, maybe, you know, of it, but it's not in any way, shape or form in your face like any of the other layers. Yeah. And what the luminance layer does is it clips out some of the ultraviolet and near infrared, but lets everything else through. So I mean, this should be, you know, stronger than any of the others, but then I would think that you should see a little bit more. I mean, I first thought, okay, well, maybe it's just the radiant halo here that just completely blows it out. But on this weaker star, I think we should be able to see some of these effects if that was the case, but we don't. So I found that very odd and interesting that there's nothing on the luminance, but on all the other filters. So this is Optolong filters. I did a run on my narrowband, the Omegon 12 nanometer filters. Yeah, and here looking at H alpha, the halo looks very different. Yeah, more like rings, not much of that radiant effect. But we see the rings here quite clear. Yeah. S2, same thing here. See like the donut shapes here, forming like, we see most of the ring forming like a dark part in the halo. Yeah, not as obvious in the O3, but I guess maybe it's because that was the shittiest picture I have ever taken, I think. But yeah, I think you can still see some in here, maybe. But yeah, so microlenses, word of the day for me anyway. Yeah, so I have no idea how to deal with that. I've been trying out a few tricks, but none of them worked. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna have to live with it, or don't know, maybe edit in post or something. It's just very, very odd. I'm mostly disappointed that I didn't figure this out until I actually got the camera. I could possibly have got another camera if that was the case. But anyway, that's what we have. That's what we're dealing with. So, shooting around super bright stars might cause these effects then. Yes. So, that's it. That's what we have to work with. Overall then, besides that thing, that was a surprise to me, it's a super nice camera. Yeah, it works. It does. I think it can take amazing images. Yeah, as long as there's no super bright star next in the image. So, anyway, toodaloo. See you next time. Next time there might be a little bit more Lucid mount stuff going on. Yeah, there's been some stuff happening there, I tell you. Yeah, see you later. May the dark side be with you.